And last but not least, we have our clerics or Vestals, which are pretty much the healers. Let's start with their healing abilities actually, because it's pretty much their main uh, bread and butter, like I said. We have a single target heal, which can only be used from the 2 back spots, which is really nice. And then we have the party heal, which will heal the entire party, can be used from the 3 spots on the back. If she's on the second spot, she can only use this, she cannot use this. So I like to take both of them. It is hard to like judge which of these are better. I like having the single target heal more. It's probably the one I use the most. Simply because it's honestly 3 per character late stages in the game. Early on is okay, like this skill, using this skill as often as possible is nice. Heroes party because it's more health on average. But this one will be more useful, I feel. Let's go over this because they're not healing. So we have End of Light, which requires her to be on the first 2 spots. It puts a debuff on the enemy, reducing damage and accuracy, and would also deal extra damage against unholy enemies. We have Illumination, which will increase Torch and deal some damage from the first 3 spots. She has to be on the first 3 spots. You can hit anyone. The enemy party, it will reduce his dodge chance pretty much. Not the best damaging skill, but okay. And in my opinion, well, let's go over the melee attack actually. Mace Patch is just a melee attack. Has to be on the first 2 spots to hit the first 2. Same thing as most other melee attacks really. But the accuracy and crit chance are not very high. And her base damage itself is not very high, so I don't really recommend this. Oh. Not to mention, she's not the most healthy character. She doesn't have a lot of dodge and HP, so gunning her on the front row, I don't know about that. Next we have Judgment, which is a skill that I've surprisingly find myself using a lot. It's a damaging skill, which a lot of people would not use. They use their Vestals almost exclusively for healing. But the thing about this skill, it heals you for 5, which is almost as much as your single target heal. And it also deals damage to an enemy, which means sometimes the best way to like give a heal to your party is to straight up killing something. And it doesn't do like that much low damage, and it has an okay chance of critting. I find this thing critting a lot actually. I don't know, I find this skill to be very good. Very, very good. And then we have Dazzling Light, which is a stun. It has some reduced damage, it doesn't do a lot. It has some chance of critting, it's not a lot, but most importantly at all, that it can stun the first 2 on the enemy party, so yeah. Most of her skill require her to be on the back, but the exception of those 2, she has to be on the front. And then all the skills she has have to be she can use from the 3rd spot. So the way I usually beat her gets skill status, like I said before. There are heals, which is really nice to have, and then the self heal and the stun. The self heal combined with damage is more useful than it seems really. A lot of times you're like torn between killing something or healing a party member or healing yourself. And if you just have to heal yourself, you can just deal damage at the same time. It's not very different from healing stuff, really, as far as the heal goes. On camping skills, she has Bless, which will increase accuracy and dodge chance. She has Chant, which will reduce stress and heal a character. But it works better in religious characters than non-religious characters. Religious characters would be Vestals, Crusaders, and Lepers, if I'm not mistaken. Those are all the religious characters. I'm not completely sure about Occultists. I believe Gus count as legions, I'm not sure. Pray, which will decrease the stress of the entire party, and again, if religions or not determines how effective it is. And then she has Sanctuary, which will make, sometimes while you're camping, you can be ambushed during the night, which will make your characters wake up and be surprised, and you have to fight a battle after you camp, and you're surprised, and it's just not a good thing. You can use Sanctuary to prevent that. That is the Vestal support character, healer. Very useful. The reason I have two of them is because I really like to use like this once on my party at all times. So yeah, I have two because of that. Very useful early on, very useful later on, very useful mid game. I'd recommend to have one if you want to be safe on your team composition. I don't know. Well, I was gonna say I don't know if she's still gonna be like this useful full game or more classes come out and stuff like that. But pay in mind, this is closed access when I'm reviewing all those classes. So there's always and most definitely there will be changes coming. So keep that in mind.